Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Library for Arts and Crafts. I'm Miss Susan and today we're going to be making a little accordion puppy dog. This one looks like a dachshund. We're going to be making him because tomorrow, April 10th, is National Hug Your Dog Day. So I'm going to show you an easy little craft. All you really need is some construction paper and markers and a glue stick. If you don't have a glue stick, tape would work, or liquid glue, and you'll need your scissors too. So let's get started. I already drew the tail and the head of my dog, and you can do this. You may need a little help from Mom, but if you can just draw a little back end with the tail and remember his back foot, and then his little head can be any shape. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I included a little nose and a little mouth, but you could just draw the mouth on and then put his front foot too. It only shows one paw for the front and one for the back, but you could make a little line there and draw another one if you wanted to on each side. So that's what you need to draw first. And then go ahead and cut it out. And once you get it cut out, you'll need a second piece of paper for his body. And the ear is also separate because you can see on mine it's a little bit of a floppy ear because it's actually a separate piece of paper. So I'm getting my dog cut out. And while I'm doing that, I want to mention to you that we have a lot of fictional books about dogs here at the library. You can see some right behind me. Two of my favorites are written by Jean Zion, Harry the Dirty Dog and Harry by the Sea. There are several other Harry books too that I love, and we have them on our shelf usually. And then of course I love Bark George, and I love Oh No George and The Great Dog Wash. Those are great books. But we also have a lot of non-fiction books that tell you how to take care of your pet. And we have books on cats and dogs and all kinds of other pets in the domesticated animals section of our non-fiction books. So when you come to the library, we can help you find those, and in a few minutes I'm going to show you a few very interesting ones. One tells a really interesting story about a true dog, and then some others tell you how to take care of your dog. So I've got my front and back all cut out, and now I need his body to go in between. So I'm going to just sort of eyeball about how wide the body needs to be, and you can see it needs to be cut right about there. And you can measure with a measuring stick or a ruler if you need to. Now let me just check again. I think I made it a little too wide, so I'm going to take another inch or so off. And once I get it cut, I'm going to fold back and forth. There we go. To make it an accordion. So I fold it once, and then I fold it back the opposite direction, and then forward, and then backwards, and then forward, and backward all the way to the end. And that gives his body that stretchy look. Kind of a spring in his step. Now I'm ready to put them together. There's his body. And I'll need my glue stick for that. So I just run my glue stick along both ends. I'm going to put his face on this side and just attach it like that. And then run my glue stick along the other end and attach his tail and back feet. And there you have it. Now I need his ear and his eyes and his nose. So I'm going to take a scrap that was left after I cut out his face and his tail, and I'm just going to cut kind of a teardrop. That's his ear. and I'm gonna glue it right here, and that makes it kind of a floppy long ear like the dachshunds have. And I'll use my glue stick to attach that. And I can just run a little glue along the top corner of his ear and then place it on there and rub it. And now he's kind of got a floppy ear because it will lift up on the bottom. I didn't put glue on the whole thing. So once that dries, I'll be able to lift it up a little bit. Now it's time to color in his nose and give him an eye. So I'm coloring in that nose that I had left room there for to stick up off of his face. I'm going to give him an eyeball and maybe even some spots. How about a spot on his ear? Maybe a spot on his chin and his forehead. And how about a spot on his tail? And maybe one right here. I'm going to give him a few toenails too. Dogs have 5 toenails, just like we do. So there's my dog. He's got a friend now. And you can refold him if he gets stretched out. You can just push him back together again. Let me show you some books that I've got. This one's a great one, A Dog's View of the World by Flora Brett. This one gives all kinds of information, factual information about dogs. How well they see and smell and hear, that they can see the colors, I think yellow, violet, maybe blue, better than any of the other colors, but that they actually see really well, even though they can't see all the colors that we do. And this one's Dozers Run, a true story of a dog and his race, written by Debbie Levy and Rosanna Panza. This is a true story about Dozer, who saw some racing going on. There were racers running past his house in a marathon. They were trying to raise money for cancer. And he left his yard and ran the race with them. And his family got very worried about him. They didn't know where he was, but he finally returned. And he ended up getting a medal because he raised, all by himself, $25,000 for the hospital that had the cancer unit. And he also got a lot of followers. 700 people donated money to raise that $25,000 in Dozer's name. They were from all over the United States, Canada, and even Great Britain. So he did a great thing. And here's one by Slim Goodbody. It says Inside Guide to Pets, and well, specifically dogs. And he does other pet books too, but this one gives you all kinds of facts about how to take care of your dog and some information about dogs specifically. So I hope you'll come to the library and check out a book about dogs, and maybe you can make one of these little dachshunds too. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.